Hey, boys, it's Glenn from Southern Blue here. Just coming to you, we've got a quick interview with Chris Balazs from SageChoice. It's one of the properties we'll be going to on the tour, and just wanted to introduce you to him and give you a bit of idea of what his business is and what you might see there. Chris, we wonder if you just give us a bit of a background of what SageChoice is and where you've come from.
SageChoice is my farm. So we have Sage Farm, which is a 110-acre farm in Bannockburn, and I started off producing Hereford cattle and selling that direct to market through farmers markets. That was about 5 years ago. From there, we've grown to having an on-farm butchery. We have staff of about 6 people who work in the business, and now we're doing beef, lamb, pork, eggs, and have plans for chickens in the near future.
Oh, that's excellent. So what sort of markets, so you started with farmers markets, what other sort of markets are you dealing with at the moment?
Yeah, that's one of the things that we'll be talking with your tour when we come down, is the importance for us is having a diversified sales channels. So we have 7 distinct sales channels in which we can actually balance our weekly production such that we're not relying too much on just one sales channel being productive all the time.
Yeah, and I think that's important to get across to people, that there are all these different ways that you've got to build into your business. So it's not just going to the farmers markets. It needs to fit and suit your own situation and your own location as well.
Exactly, and because we only do whole body butchery, so we have to sell every part of the animal that we produce. So finding different sales channels for all the different parts of the animal is really key, and it's often where those who come into the market early have the sales channel for all the primals, and then are stuck with a lot of mince. So we'll be talking about all the different opportunities that you have to value add.
Yeah. And what do you think makes your business different, Chris?
I think ours has been based really around the fact that we're vertically integrated. It's about controlling the supply chain right from paddock to plate. We outsource as little as possible, and the only part that we outsource is we're forced by law to do so, and that's the abattoiring part. So it's about developing and controlling your supply chain.
And you've got other producers supplying into your chain that you work with, don't you?
Absolutely. The economics of having a on-farm butchery is such that you need to have the volume to be able to justify the infrastructure and capital costs that an on-farm butchery requires. So that presented a fantastic opportunity of actually networking and collecting other like-minded farmers and giving them a sales channel opportunity as well.
Yeah, yeah. And we'll be going to some other butchers, on-farm butcheries that are doing a slightly different model. So we'll get some comparisons of that. So, you know, we're looking forward to coming down to your place. Why do you like having people on the farm and sharing what you're doing?
It's twofold. One is the altruistic aspect that we love to share and get others into this emerging sector of the market. There's a real desire and requirement for consumers to know where their product comes from, and that's what regenerative farmers feel. But also, I learn so much from people coming down and telling me what they're doing as well, and that's the genesis of so many ideas that we've developed on the farm here, is through having that conversations with others.
Yeah, yeah, and I really enjoy taking people there to sort of give them that exposure, and exactly we learn ourselves. We're producers as well, so
Yeah.
To finish off, what do you reckon? What are your top 2 regenerative principles that you base around your business?
It's about, well, the first one is what I always talk about, is control your supply chain. Control every part that you can. And you can't do it straight away, but have your goals of being able to control all the parts, because it's your product, it's your brand, it's you're feeding people with what you produce. So if you can control it, A, you can actually get the financial benefits for it, and B, you're not exposed to others doing things that you wouldn't like. So control the supply chain is the first one. And the other part that we're really keen on is using all of your waste products, inverted commas waste products, to be able to value add. We sell a large amount of bones, which most butchers just throw out. We turn into bone broth. And from there, we crush the bones and we plough it back into the paddocks. So actually getting full value out of every stream particularly the inverted commas waste streams.
Yeah, excellent. All right, Chris, well, we're looking forward to coming down, and thanks for chatting with us this morning.
It's a fantastic initiative, Glenn, and I'm really pleased to be a part of it. Thank you.
All right, thanks, Chris.